So VEX Robotics is a engineering-based competition where students compete for almost an entire year on a specific engineering game. A lot of people think that, oh, it's just the game or it's just robots, but there's so much more to it. There's other things involved like scouting ahead of time or scouting during the tournament itself. There's a lot of parts to VEX Robotics, and that's what makes it such an attractive platform to do, is because you're not just working on the engineering skills or the robot skills, you're hitting on all the sorts of different soft skills, people communication skills. So there's so many different parts of VEX Robotics that make it such an awesome platform. One of the best things about VEX as well is that the curriculum and the robotics platform go all the way from kindergarten or preschool all the way up to the university level. A student could start with the VEX 1, 2, 3 platform, move on to the VEX Go platform in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and then move on to the VEX IQ platform as they hit upper elementary into middle school. Middle school, they can even start to get into the VEX VRC, and then from there you can move on to university, VEX U Robotics, where students are building much larger, much more powerful robots.
I've been doing robotics since I was in 4th grade, and I've absolutely loved every moment of it. I started off with Lego robotics, and in high school transitioned to doing VEX. The high school level VEX just takes things to a whole nother level, and it's very enjoyable and something that I get to enjoy doing with people that I like, and it gives me great experiences to go out and participate in a competition that I would otherwise have never been able to do.
I would say initially going into VEX, I didn't really think much about like the whole entire like coding aspect, the competition aspect, but as it went on, it definitely inspired me. But even so, even now as I'm kind of nearing my senior year, I look back on VEX, I don't really think about much about the competitions, but I more think about like the creative ideas that my team and my teams in the past have had, and definitely about just the overall enjoying experience. It's not about the competition, it's just more about expressing your ideas with robots.
Anybody can be an advisor for VEX Robotics. It can be a science teacher like me. It can be an English teacher. It can be a parent in the community. You don't even actually need a school to also be an organization. There's a number of private teams that are based out of people's garages that also compete through the program. So anybody and everybody can advise VEX Robotics. The competition structure for VEX is really nice because it has that year-long cycle of knowing what the game is and being able to work on that game. It gives you a really long season to work with. Usually, tournaments in our area start to happen in that November to December range. If you have a good concentration of local teams, you can even host a league. We hosted a league one year that met for 2 hours on every other Wednesday. And it was a great experience and a great chance for students to iterate their designs and try new things at a very quick pace. Beyond the invitational, you get invites to the state competition, which is hosted all over the state, whoever decides to host that year. The winning couple teams from the state competition then move on to the World Championship. So it's a great chance to get out and see some other parts of the country as part of the program as well.
As a part of a VEX team, I get to choose what I want to do. I can code, or I can work on a robot, or I could drive, and it's really great to have that freedom of choice and also to be able to try out all of these different aspects of the competition. That's something that is really interesting to do as a team or just to try individually.
It's pretty cheap. You have to pay registration costs, which are $100 to $150 a team. And then you have initial upfront costs of paying for robots, maybe laptops for coding. And then those costs go completely away in future years. You can reuse your robot from year to year to year to year. But for the most part, everything is very reusable from.
Our organization here at Red River has build days usually on Fridays, Saturdays, or any other day we have more than 6 hours. And we'll all usually head down to the robotics room and just work on the robots or develop our ideas. We'll all have lunch or dinner together, and it's just a really awesome time to really focus on robotics as a club.
One thing about VEX Robotics that I truly enjoy is the design process. Throughout the school day, I kind of feel constricted. I don't have many opportunities to express myself creatively. So I anticipate the entire day to attending VEX Robotics Club. There I get to push my brain to work on designs and builds that I'm truly passionate about.
The favorite thing about VEX is seeing the effect that it has on my students. They go from, do I like VEX? Maybe I'm not so sure. And by the end of the year, I can hardly kick them out of the classroom. They want to spend every hour of every day, it seems, working on robots, hanging out with their friends, and accomplishing these awesome things that they do. And I love to see that joy that they get when they win that match, when they win the state championship at all levels. And they've got so much drive and so much excitement, you just can't pass that up in any way, shape, or form.